Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program proudly brings to you its special edition Christmas Day PlayStation Showcase. I am OMD. With me, as always, the man on the console and doing the gaming tonight, Mr. Chris Bast. How we doing, brother?
Doing pretty good. Feeling a little bit stuffed from the Christmas dinner I ate. Um, Merry Christmas to you, my friend.
Thank you. You as well.
Yeah, but we're actually going to be playing a game that isn't related to Christmas in any friggin' way. But you know what? Since NASCAR is actually the new NASCAR season is actually just around the corner, figured play some NASCAR heat, and we're going to probably play through about 3 tracks here. Starting off with the track that you and I have said is one of our favorite ones, and that's Bristol.
Yes.
So,
I used to absolutely love Bristol for the short track sprint race that it is.
yeah.
I haven't played a NASCAR game in quite some time.
Oh, dude, this is actually my first NASCAR game that I've semi-owned, I guess you could say, because it's on the PlayStation Plus since NASCAR 08.
Right. Yeah, that was probably one of the last times I actually played a NASCAR game, if not before that.
Mhm.
Recently, I tried out Grid Legends to see how that was. And everything was good for the first 3, 4, 5 races as you're trying to develop your character and assimilate with your team.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, everything just sort of fell off and you lose your steering really quickly into that next race. And that's always been an issue for me. I've never been very good at driving games.
Right.
But when you've got no steering in the game, it's not a help.
Yeah, because I mean, in every single driving game, and I'm including like even games like we'll say Red Dead Redemption as well, because I mean, you don't technically drive in that game, but you ride horses. It's all the same controls but it's still the same controls as know GTA or racing games. Steering is of the utmost importance.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. I just did a little bit of a practice session to get used to the track, and I actually reached my goal within 2 laps. So
nice.
We're going to move on to the qualifying round. What I do with these is I play the entire weekend of NASCAR. So that includes your practice, qualifying, and then the actual race.
Right. Now, how many laps, like when you're doing your races, how many laps do you have the race set for?
I have it set to 13%, so that depends on the track. This particular track is going to be 65 laps. And that's only because this is the shortest track in NASCAR.
Right. I remember, and I played NASCAR way back on the PC, so like long before I even had Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
And I always had difficulty with pitting, believe it or not. I would finish my races, I would dominate, but I'd always finish with 4 blown tires because I could pull into the pits with a 10-lap lead.
Mm-hmm.
And it wouldn't do anything.
That's weird. I've only let's see, the first time I started doing racing with pitting would have been the original NASCAR Heat Series, specifically 2003, I want to say. And I had to learn how to pit when my buddy, our buddy actually, Josh Meisner, and I one day decided to play an entire race at Bristol, actually. And he basically showed me like how to pit and everything like that,
Yep. Now, admittedly, like we've said, this is one of our favorite tracks, and like I've said, I loved it for the high banking curves.
Yeah.
And
I qualified I qualified for pole position, by the way, so I'm gonna more than likely win this race.
Right.
But yeah, the high banks, the turns, even the short little straightaways, and if you see the way I'm doing it, I get low from the wall.
Yep.
That way, if somebody does pass me, if I get low to the wall, I can sneak up on them again,
Yeah, absolutely. And you always want to have that low racing line.
Yeah, because as I've discovered in this game is has a little bit more simulation than previous NASCAR games I've played.
Right.
Playing low and away from the wall actually makes your car much faster coming out of the curve. As you can see, I'm starting. If you see in the lower left hand on the map there, you can see I'm pulling away from second, who is number 11, Denny Hamlin, by the way.
Okay.
Who's one of my rivals.
Right.
I'm already going to be lapping everybody else here in a few short seconds.
Yep.
And that's how fast this race is. Even like when you're watching actual NASCAR, you could like look away for like 10 minutes, we'll say, and they've done 50 laps. That's how fast this track actually is.
It is. And I think that's part of the appeal to this. Now, I mean, I am a huge auto racing fan.
Mm-hmm.
Though I do enjoy NASCAR, I've always been bigger on F1 and IndyCar.
I haven't watched IndyCar. I really should pull the trigger and try and watch one of those races. I've watched F1 a few times because, I mean, we have one of the biggest races in Canada as far as F1 goes.
We also have one of the biggest races as far as Indy goes.
That's right. We do too. In Montreal, right?
No, in Toronto.
Oh, right.
Which now, believe it or not, is actually a 2-day event. IndyCar may be copying WWE a little bit there. But no, and I love it. My aunt used to go to Daytona every year for the race.
Oh, nice. Speaking of tracks that we've got coming up, another track that we're probably going to be doing on the show is Talladega.
Okay.
Because that's I figured we're going to have enough time for at least 3 races, and Talladega is the 3rd race.
Right.
In my current schedule.
Right. Talladega, another one of my favorite courses, but that one, because it's a much longer race, but you've got the bigger straightaways.
Yeah.
And again, you've still got that high banking curve, so it's not quite the sprint.
No, but the challenge is those high banking curves, because from my experiences from racing Talladega on any one of the NASCAR games, the moment I got too close to the wall, my car would slow right the hell down.
Yep. Yeah, you get too close to the wall in that race, and I mean, you could be into the wall.
Yeah. And I am racing a little bit dirty here, but it's actually hard to do this on Bristol because of how thin the track actually is as well. Right.
Now, I will say this, is I am actually thankful, and I far prefer, especially when it comes to NASCAR, really, I love the road courses. But if there's one track that I absolutely, really don't like, it's Phoenix.
Dude. Okay, so I've already done 4 seasons, right?
Right.
3 of them, I just crashed out. I hope I don't get lapped. I hope I don't lose my spot. Okay, I'm good. So I don't have yellow flags on, but no, Phoenix, dude. This is my 4th season right now.
Right.
So I've done 3 races at Phoenix. I've only won once.
Yeah.
That's how tough that course is.
And it's not that it's a bad track. I just don't like the design of it, that rounded triangle.
Well, Pocono is the same way.
Pocono, I love.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Pocono is a fun track because, again, the long straightaways, That's where your bread and butter is as far as racing goes. On that track, you want to get behind a driver and use their draft and then cut around them.
Yes.
Which on this track, because it is such a short track, it's actually hard to get a draft.
Yes.
On someone.
It is.
I'm actually glad that crash out did not make me lose my spot, because I'm hungry for a win here.
Well, I didn't think you really had any chance at losing your spot. I mean,
I'm lapping everybody. I'm about to lap 12 Kevin Harvick here.
You've got almost a half track lead on Denny Hamlin there. So
yeah. Dude, when I picked this game up a couple weeks ago, I was literally surprised at how many of the racers, because I used to faithfully watch NASCAR around 08, which is why I had NASCAR 08. I was actually surprised to see how many of the drivers from that era are still racing. I thought the majority of them had retired.
No, I mean, you're looking at, I think it's open wheel. There's, I don't want to say a lot more risk, but there is more risk because of the open wheel and the open air, whereas these races are more built for endurance.
Yeah. And you're actually right about open wheel. I've watched a few open wheel races at Laird. Christ, they can get real dangerous. One guy I saw go right off the track and almost into the gully behind the track.
Right. Believe it or not, I have never been to Laird.
Dude, it's actually pretty fun. But make sure that if you do go, you want to bring a cooler of food and drinks with you.
Right.
Because you'll be there from let's see. The last time I was there, I went there from 2 o'clock and I didn't get home until maybe 10, maybe 11 o'clock that night, because I stayed there for the whole day for all of the races, right?
Right. No, I have been to, believe it or not, the Kinross Speedway across the river.
I've always wanted to go to Kinross as well, actually.
It also helps when, you've got family that sponsors a team. And at one time, my dad was the official team photographer and did a lot of the general racing photography as well.
Right. So I've got a couple warnings on my car right now, but I'm not too worried about it because I've actually raced with these warnings before.
Right.
I'm already we've been talking here and I'm already at lap 30 or getting ready for lap 30.
Yep.
Shows how fast I'm going on this track.
I have been watching.
I literally beforehand I looked at this. I'm like, do I want to do Bristol because it is 65 laps? But then I'm like, wait a second. It takes 20 seconds to drive around Bristol at the speed that you should be going at in the race. So yeah, right? I'll be fine.
Right? It's not like we're running the 500-mile race.
No, because we'd be here for 3-4 hours then if that were the case.
Yep, that we would.
And that's actually something I do want to do maybe one day. I don't know if I want to stream the whole thing, right? But I wouldn't mind sitting here and just trying to see if I can do a whole race like I used to.
Right.
Because that's how I used to do, when I had NASCAR 08, that's how I did my seasons. Every race, full 100% race.
Yep, that's what I used to do as well. So
yeah, and I used to only turn on just yellow flags, because black flags and red flags, that would mean me getting disqualified from every race and me not actually winning this season.
Right.
Especially with how dirty you're watching me race right now. I just crashed into Jimmy Johnson just now.
Right.
I'm actually surprised that I have friends, because that's one of the key things in this game too, is actually building relationships with other racers so that they can help you out.
Right. Of course.
And I'm racing for Team Penske, so I'm I'm in Joey Logano's car. I ended up kicking Joey Logano out of the league.
Right. Team
Oh,
Penske, I mean, who is all over the racing world.
Yeah.
I'm actually a huge Penske fan. Not just in NASCAR, but in IndyCar, or he had to go in F1.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I mean, he does the rally cars, the supercars. Like he is all over the world with that. I mean, he owns the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. He owns the Belle Isle in Detroit.
Yeah. I'm probably going to even lap Denny Hamlin here with how I'm going.
Yeah.
Because I'm catching up to him right quick. Yeah, it was between Penske and Hendrick Motorsports, and Penske was just giving me the juicier deal. So
right.
So I'm like, okay, I'll take over Joey Logano's car because he was my only rival from here. He's my only rival that was on that team. Everybody else was friends with me on that team. So I'm like, all right, I'll take a team where everybody likes me.
Right. And I've never been a fan of Hendrick Motorsports. I mean, even when I was never a Jeff Gordon fan.
I don't think anybody ever was really.
And even
Jimmy Johnson, I was a fan of his for a little bit, but then he started winning like way too much, and I got tired of it.
Yep, you know what? He did that. But I do give Jimmy Johnson credit for he's made the transition, and he's done both now, both this and IndyCar in the last few years.
Yeah. My guy, though, was Tony Stewart. Always was. So if Stuart Haas actually offered me a contract, I'd probably race with them.
Right.
Yeah, see, those pit warnings there, that's what tells you, especially on this track, because there is 2 different pit stops, it tells you which pit row you need to go to. So, and then it tells you your speed or how fast you need to be at to get in there, and I like that.
You get penalized, of course, if you don't.
Yeah. Now, I did get penalized when I was racing this last season as part of the Xfinity series twice on the same race, and somehow I still won. But twice in the same race, I ended up going down the wrong pit row.
Wow. Now, are you going to have to pit at all during this race?
No, because I probably should, but 20 laps, I think I can do it. I don't have pitting on for this. If I was doing 100%, then yeah, I would be adding the pit road option.
Right.
The thing I don't remember is I had it down to a T for every track as to how often I should pit, and I don't remember what those numbers were now. I'm almost certain with this one, it was like every 50 laps I would pit.
Right. And that would make sense.
Yeah. With the exception of course, the last lap, which would be the 500th lap on this race.
Right.
Because this is the Food City 500 we're doing. But this is the course that made me fall in love with NASCAR. So,
yeah, no, this was never the course that made me fall in love with NASCAR. It was probably Daytona or Talladega.
Okay, yeah, I'll give Talladega that, but for me, it was probably because Talladega and the movie Talladega Nights.
Right.
Which, by the way, I've been saying this for years. They need to add the characters from Talladega Nights into the NASCAR games. I would be 100% behind playing as Ricky Bobby or even John C. Reilly's character. Cal. Cal was his name. Even if they had just their cars, you know?
Yep.
And I did lap Denny Hamlin just now.
Yes, you did.
The only thing I have, like I said, I've had trouble with this track is trying to get through everybody as cleanly as I can, you know?
Right.
Because they all bunch up like we got right now. As I safely pass a few. I'm not going to safely pass through that, though. Nope, I'm going to spin right out.
You are.
11 more 11 more laps to do this. So who was your favorite NASCAR driver?
All time? I got to go Dale.
Dale Sr. Yeah.
Senior.
In this season I'm playing, I got invited to drive his car, and I was like a nervous fucking wreck doing it.
But don't get me wrong, because I always loved Richard Petty. I loved Rusty Wallace.
Richard Petty's still the king, and don't forget about Merle. There's only one thing that I hate. No, Richard Petty was awesome. Again, Tony Stewart was always my guy. And again, I'm about to lap Denny Hamlin again. I like him too.
Yep.
Kurt and Kyle Busch, I like too. And Carl, as I crashed Kyle Busch just now, or Kurt Busch, I mean.
Yep.
I always liked Carl Edwards too, and mostly that was because anytime he won, that little backflip he would do coming out, stepping out of his car was always awesome.
Yep.
And then that fucking insane crash he took at Daytona some years ago.
Yes.
Holy Christ, where he flipped over like some other dude's car and he walked away from it.
Right.
That was insane.
And here we are, ladies and gentlemen, into the last 5 laps of this race.
Yep. The one thing I kind of wish that they had is when you're in between races, I kind of wish that you could look at repairing your car or something like that, you know?
Right.
And that's one thing that when NASCAR had the EA contract, that's one thing that they did have with the EA NASCAR games.
Right.
But at the same time, I'm also glad that EA doesn't have NASCAR anymore. I'm actually glad a lot of sports leagues are moving away from EA.
Right.
With the exception of NFL and NHL, though.
Yep. But, I mean, those are very, very lucrative deals for both the NFL and NHL.
Yeah.
I remember when you used to be able to get a 2K game NHL.
Yep, I loved my NHL 2K5. That was the last NHL 2K game, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I can't remember.
And what I loved about that game is you could do something like, you know, when you see the player skate behind the net to set up the play?
Yep.
In the old NHL 2K games, you could do that.
I remember
I loved it.
I was playing, I was at home, and I was associated with He Who Shall Not Be Named at the time.
Yeah.
And we were playing, and I think the game went to a shootout.
Right.
And he wasn't focused, so I took my goalie, I skated out to center ice and touched the puck to take away his shootout opportunity.
Nice.
Yeah.
I actually had one of my most intense playoff games on an NHL 2K game. It was NHL 2K5 again.
Right.
Stanley Cup Finals. I brought Montreal to the Cup Finals against Florida. Or no, not against Florida. I can't remember who it was against. I can't remember. But it was game 4 because I was in the middle of sweeping them. But we went 4 overtimes before finally I got one in.
Wow. I remember another time I was playing 2K and I had a little over, I think I had about 2 seconds left on the clock and I was down by 1. Playing against Boston, of course, I was Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
And I won the offensive zone face-off. My defenseman backhanded it from the blue line. And with a 1/10 of a second, I scored to tie the game.
Off a backhand from the blue line. That never happens.
Right?
So, of course, I won at Bristol.
Yep.
That keeps me at 3rd place in the season standings. I also have the most wins on the season right now at 2. But let's take a look at. Oh, tough break on Matt Kenseth. Oh, that might have been when I spun him out, knocked him from 3rd all the way to 34th. And I led all laps, all 65 laps. Like I said, coming off that pole victory, I won.
That you did, but it's always easier to win from the pole on a track like this than it is.
Yeah. With, say, like Talladega coming up, if I got pole position there, I would be shocked because I don't do good at those tracks.
Right.
I like racing them, but I'm not good at them.
Right.
Oh, gained 500,000 fans and 250,000, I mean.
Yep.
And 250,000 in money in my money as well. Oh, but so I'm going to apologize to these guys. See, this is how you build your relationships. They'll send you a message through like Twitter or whatever, right, and you just send an apology. Like I did to Kyle Busch because I crashed him out. Bobby Carter hates me, but I sent him an apology anyways.
Right.
I'm trying to be a nice guy, but a bad guy. You know, a nice guy off the track, but a bad guy on the track.
Right.
Ooh, contract options. So I've got some challenges here, probably. Beard oil, Chipkin. You know what? I'm gonna go with Chip Ganassi's contract here. I wanted to do that last time, anyways. So these are just like little bonuses that you get for winning,
right?
And all that. And the reason why, because if you guys haven't noticed, the reason why I've got this the game actually muted is because the car noises are actually loud, and playing Bristol, it would have been really loud. Yes. Plus, there's also copyright music, and I don't know how to shut that off in this game, and I kind of don't want to because I will admit this. I like the music on this soundtrack. It's country music, but I like it. Oh, Richmond. Richmond's the track coming up. I don't mind this one either.
Okay. I don't remember much about Richmond, but
I think this is actually my first time in this game doing it because I don't remember if I raced Richmond last season.
Right.
Because again, I'm in the NASCAR Cup Series, or from what I remember, it was the Nextel Cup Series.
Right.
Or growing up, it was the Winston Cup.
Yeah.
Yep, start practice. 22 seconds. This is going to be another short track, actually. At least I think it's another short track. Okay, I did race this track last year. I remember it now.
Okay.
I remembered those the big Toyota logo that I just drove by.
Right.
So I also play this game with guided driving, so I don't have to brake when I come to these turns like this. The
Okay.
game actually does the braking for me because
Nice.
I've for every NASCAR game I played prior to this one, I have never learned when to brake at the turns. I
Yeah,
would just go,
you have to start braking going into the turn, and then about halfway through start accelerating.
yeah. And that's where you see the green on there light up. It tells you like when you can start accelerating a little bit more.
Yep.
So it tells you right there, brake, and then it automatically brakes for you, which again makes the racing a lot easier for me.
Right.
Now you were saying you like the road courses. The funny thing is for me is I hate the road courses, but I always win at them.
Right. See, and I believe it's Wisconsin, and Watkins Glen has to be like probably my absolute favorite. And I think part of that is my love of open wheel, because most of those races are street circuits or a road course as opposed to an oval.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you Watkins Glen because I actually don't mind that one. And then there's but the one that I always had trouble with, and I don't think it's a part of NASCAR circuit anymore, is Sears Point.
Right. Yeah. I don't remember.
Oh, I got the goal, so I can actually. I've been sitting here just driving.
Right.
Got the goal, so let's move on to the qualifier because
Yes.
when you do the practice, you actually have that whole hour in it to actually get a practice in.
Right.
Like they actually do if you watch like the NASCAR practicing. They actually have the drivers out there for a whole hour just learning the track or trying to figure out their car, you know? Okay, so yeah, I'm still hitting my lines. That's good. Bam. Oh, 11th, my usual spot. I almost
Right.
always qualify around middle of the pack. But this is probably the highest I've qualified outside of pole position.
Okay.
Kurt Busch is gunning for me. Martin Truex is the pole winner. And Brandon Gaughan crashed during qualifying, so he's driving his backup car, which would mean that he probably has to start at the back of the pack.
Yep.
Oh, look. Kurt Busch is right there. The M&M's car.
Yep.
And he didn't even block me like I thought he was going to. Oh, sorry, Newman. Hey, look, I put you back in the spot. Custer, let me get through. No, see, now they're trying to cut me off now.
Yep.
Oh, where are we? I've got this. Oh, this is a 52 lap race. I don't know if we're going to be able to get to Talladega.
That's okay. It is Christmas night. The boy is in bed. We've got all night that we can do this.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. I'm moving up here. Okay. Sometimes I get a little focused on here and I end up talking to the drivers and I'll say something like, I'm coming up on Matt Kenseth here. I'll say something like, Kenseth, get out of my way. I'm coming in way too fast on you, you know?
Right.
And I am right now, actually. I'm probably going to get his draft here. Oh, no, I'm not. But, oh. And that's the other thing about NASCAR, too, is the patience it's got to take to make your move when you're behind a driver, you know?
Yep.
See, I'm waiting for my move to get him, and I'm probably going to actually, yep, I'm getting him on this turn. And he is letting me have the space. That's good.
Yep. See, and that's the thing too that I like about the F1 and IndyCar is they have in F1 it's called DRS, which I'm not sure what that actually stands for, but you can actually open up your rear wing to increase airflow and downforce so that you can actually go faster when you're in a position to pass.
Yeah. And that's the other
only given you're also given a time limit for the entire race of what you're allowed to use. Same thing in IndyCar, you have what's called push to pass. So you can hit your nitrous button, get your nitrous going for your move and go from there.
Yeah, in NASCAR, like right now, I'm coming up on Brad Keselowski here. I'm coming up behind him, and his spotter will be telling me or telling him that, look, I'm coming up on him. He's coming in really fast. Give him some space to let him pass, you know?
Yep.
They do the same thing. The pit crew driver or the pit crew tells me the same thing too.
Yep.
So it's like right now I'm playing without hearing the audio, but I know exactly what my drivers are telling me, and I'm actually watching my rear view. I'm watching the side of my car, the way that I'm pretty much doing it the way you would actually drive, like if you're just going to go get groceries, essentially.
Right.
Oh, just Truex. Oh, I'm in 4th place right now. Truex, stop cutting me off, man. He was totally cutting me off right there.
Oh, I know.
He needed to back away to let me have that space so I can draft off the other guy.
Yep.
And I accidentally spun him out. I came in a little too fast. That's the one thing I've noticed about this game too, is that the people you're about to overlap, it's like they purposely drive slow to let you around.
Yeah. Well, if they know that you've got more speed than them and it's going to be safer for them to finish the race.
Mm-hmm. Then, yeah, they'll slow down and let you do your thing, you know?
Yeah.
But meanwhile, we got me and Kevin Harvick, and now probably me and Hamlin about to battle it out for second here. I don't even know where first place. Oh, first is still up there. Hamlin, let me get through. There we go. Now I can get away from you and give you your space. Oh, you tried to cut me off there, did you? You paid for that dearly. But he's going to come around. Yeah, he's going to come around and try and get in front of me again.
Yep.
Oh, I did not factor I didn't factor 34 getting there and helping me out.
Right.
Okay.
All right. So we've moved up into second place.
Yeah, and I've got the first place guy in my view. Just waiting. I'm waiting for him to get in the middle of like a bunch of drivers so that I can get around him. Oh, almost went into pit row there. This is a cleaner race than Bristol it was, though, even though I did spin out a couple of guys.
And spun yourself out a few times. This is definitely a much cleaner.
Okay, so I see that he is caught up with a bunch of racers right now, so I'm going to try to catch up to it. Unless he's managed to get around them, which he hasn't. He's actually trapped in between two of them. Oh, he figured he got his way out around. I'm going to catch him still. Oh, it's Bush. Bush is going to try to put the block on me.
Yep. Again, it's a matter of you got to get your racing line.
Yep. See, I had to move up to because he tried to block me right there.
Yep.
I couldn't help that one.
No. Oh, we got lots of time here in the race. Just drive patient.
Yep. Nemechek, I don't know why you just did that. We're supposed to be friends. Yeah, this is what I do. Like when we've all logged off, I'll turn on NASCAR and just race for a little bit.
Right.
Because this is for me, because I have high anxiety for whatever reason, just doing this relaxes me, you know?
Yep. Oh, I get it. I get it. That's why I love being able to come home and, I mean, one, do these shows, but as well, like just sit back, watch TV, game what I game, you know, while the Switch charges up. I mean, it should be charged by now, having set it up earlier today.
Oh, did you play something on it already today, or?
No, I wanted to get it plugged in, make sure everything was charged so that we could.
There we go. That's not quite the move I wanted to make, but at least I got first now. But yeah, I don't know, racing in particular, even golf, actually, the PGA games will sometimes relax me as well.
I can see that.
All right. $27 laps to go. You know what? We might actually, we should have some time for some for Talladega. I don't think Talladega is that. I think Talladega is like a 20-lap race. So.
Right. Well, we'll see where we're at. I mean, we've still got 25 to go here, so we're just over the halfway point.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too with actually sports games in general for me. I can only do usually one or two games or one or two races, and I'm good for a couple of hours, you know?
Yep.
Or, when I'm doing baseball, I usually play one series because I do my career mode or the road to the show on
right.
MLB The Show. So one series is usually 3 or 4 games, and I'm usually okay, I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if I'm in there and I'm doing the home run derby, that's where I'm okay, I'll play for an hour, you know?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I feel like Bush is going to try and catch up to me. Yeah, that's going to slow me down. I still got a little bit of distance on him. We're at that point in the race though, where on every part of the track, there's a car now.
Yep.
And normally, if I was doing the full race, this is where, if I wasn't leading right now, I would purposely cause a yellow flag just so I can catch up to all the drivers.
Right.
And I know that's really dirty play, but that's just the way I do it.
Right. Hey, it's a video game, right? Where you're not hurting anybody physically.
Yeah, it's not like I'm actually say driving Laird and crashing everybody.
Right.
Although there is one racer that I would have probably crashed because I was not too fond of him because he was a former boss of mine.
Oh,
But we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, boss of mine when I used to work at Food Basics, I did not like him. Nobody liked him, actually. He doesn't own the place anymore, thank God.
Right.
But he used to race cars at Laird as well, so.
Ah, okay.
Speaking of Food Basics, on Wednesday, I got to make a trip there.
I was supposed to try and make a trip over there today, but I never got to it. I haven't really gotten off my butt much today. I mean, I did, of course, the Christmas morning with the family, Christmas dinner, but I mean, the rest of the day it's been at home, quiet, just enjoying time with my kid.
Yeah. And yeah, for those wondering, Wednesday, I get paid that day. So yeah, that's going to be a big grocery trip. And I'm talking next Wednesday. So.
Right. Which just so happens to be New Year's.
Yeah. And I saw the hours, and it's limited hours over at Basics from what I understand. So.
Yep.
That means, because when they do limited hours, it's usually like 9 to 5 and then they're done. So that means I got to go like in the morning to go and do my thing. Because as much as I love shopping at My Food Basics, I don't like when there's a lot of people there.
Right.
So if I usually will do my grocery shopping early in the morning or right after rush hour.
Yeah.
Like usually, well, like, yeah, right now it's like 8:48. Yeah. So I would go to Food Basics like even around now because it's almost closing time.
Right. Yeah. I would do Basics now. I would do Dollarama if I could, but.
Oh yeah, I'd do Dollarama too if I could, but Dollar Tree's the closest dollar store to me.
Right.
I've been actually saying this because there is an empty store here, and it's been leased out. I don't know to who, but I've always said a Dollarama would clean up in the Food Basics area.
It would, absolutely. And yet you figure right where I work, I've got a Dollarama across the street and one down the block.
Yeah, my sister and I were talking about that not too long ago, and we were just like, what the hell? Like, it doesn't make any sense. But from what I understand, it's because they're trying to close down the one location in favor of the other location.
The lease was coming up on the one location. So that's why they opened the second one, was for that lease. But it's funny because, like, and I mean, you look at the one in Churchill Plaza, you look at the one in I'll call it the Metro Plaza now. We know it as the Zellers Plaza, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, it'll always be Zellers Plaza to me.
And even the one across the street, right? Only the Station Mall can sell bread because they all have to sign a lease agreement because they've got a Metro right there that they can't sell bread.
That would explain why. Because even when the Walmart was there, when I lived downtown, I lived like literally a 3-minute walk from the mall. That would explain why I was able to get the bread so much cheaper at the Dollarama there, as opposed to getting the rest of my groceries at Walmart. Like, I used to do that. Like, I'd go and get my groceries at Walmart, but my bread I'd go to Dollarama for down there.
Right. And believe it or not, there's a lot of people that look at me like I'm nuts, but I far prefer getting my bread from Walmart as opposed to a grocery store. I find it actually tastes better and it's not as filling. So when I make my 2 sandwiches for lunch, I can actually eat my 2 sandwiches as opposed to 1.5.
And see, I would do the same thing, but I go for convenience, and just because Food Basics is right there,
Yep.
it's nothing for me to spend like the $2 on a loaf of bread there. Even though I know like Walmart is like what, like it's like 5 cents cheaper, I believe, because it's $1.99 for a cheap loaf of bread over at Food Basics.
Yeah,
here. So
$1.79 at Walmart.
okay, so that actually might be worth the bus ride then. It's literally like a 5-minute bus ride. So
yeah.
The only thing I wouldn't look forward to is the wait after picking up that bread. And that's, you know what I used to do, like when I ride the bus, I purposely waste time until the next bus. So like the nursing appointments I'm doing in my real life. If I notice that, hey, okay, I got out of this appointment, but I still have like half an hour left, take a walk over to the mall and go see what's going on there.
Yep.
Even up at Walmart, like if I'm like, okay, I got this everything I need, but there's still like half an hour till the bus comes, walk around the store a little bit, see what else is going on.
Right.
Or I would purposely go and take the cashier with the most customers and go line up there.
Yeah.
I know that kind of sounds like an asshole move, but I'm trying to find a way to waste time to catch the bus before the bus arrives.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
So I'm about to go on a win streak here.
You are.
I really wasn't paying attention. So
yeah, no, we are at lap 49 of 52. It looks like appears as though you're chasing down Denny Hamlin again. I'm not sure, or if that's Kurt Busch back in second.
No, it's Hamlin. I think I accidentally took Busch out. I'm pretty sure oh, Jesus.
No, I'm just Dan.
No, Priest just like slowed right the hell down on me, and that's why I rear-ended him like that. And I'm about to spin out. Every time I see a Valvoline car, I want to say it's Mark Martin, but it's not him because Mark Martin's been long retired.
Yes, he has.
And the only reason I think of Valvoline and Mark Martin is because of WCW Saturday nights when they used to actually give updates on what was going on in the NASCAR race, specifically with Mark Martin for whatever reason. And I think that might have been because Ted Turner, I think, probably owned his team maybe or something like that. I don't know.
No, but it might have had something to do with TNT was potentially a sponsor. I don't know.
Yeah, but Saturday night always aired on TBS, so
yeah. But TBS, TNT, they are still all part of the same conglomeration.
Yeah, they're all part of Turner Broadcasting, so.
Yep.
Doing my burnout to celebrate my win. Does that move me up in the rankings? It should. Another $250,000 for myself. Oh, that moved me up to first overall in the standings.
Nice. By 4 points.
Yep. So if I keep this streak going, and I got Talladega up next. Talladega is one of my tougher courses.
Right.
Kevin Harvick had the fastest lap. I led 30 laps. Oh yeah, because I had to catch up to him.
Yep.
And Alex Bowman had the highest jump from 32nd to 13th. Ryan Blaney dropped from 13th to 38th. I like getting those little news stories about what the other racers were doing. I think that's kind of cool.
Absolutely.
That's actually been my favorite thing about all of the sports titles. Actually, do you remember when, I don't know if they still do this, but do you remember when, like, if you were playing NFL or Madden or NFL or Madden. If you were playing Madden or like NHL, EA would give you like the actual sports updates while you were playing the game.
I don't ever remember that. Like, I get the updates now throughout whatever game is being played.
Yeah. So like if I were, let's say I was playing, I remember this specifically in NHL 07. If I was playing that, and if I was connected to online, it would give me like the actual scores in the NHL for that day.
Oh, wow. No, I don't ever remember that. I remember I get, you'd get your updates and you still get your headlines if you go and look for them in the game.
Mm-hmm.
But like, okay, you're playing your game, but they're going to show you the Rangers and Blues from the game that's being played on the Xbox as well as part of your regular season.
Yeah. So gotta go 500 at Talladega. Let's do this. I'm hungry, but I don't know what I want. Oh, I know what I want to eat. I've got a package of strawberries sitting in there in my fridge that I'm dying to eat.
Oh, I put dinner on in the slow cooker at I want to say, yeah, but in the first intermission of the Leaf game at 5:00, so it'll be ready around 10:30. But I am starving right now myself.
Yeah, Sundays for me. Well, we're recording this, guys. It's a pre-recorded episode, and we're recording this on a Sunday. But a Merry Christmas to you guys because this is a Christmas episode.
Yes.
Sundays for me is like I don't want to cook. It's a total lazy day for me. So I'll make like a couple of peanut butter and jam sandwiches and have some fruit with it or something.
Right.
Or I'll make, if I do want to cook, it'll be something simple like just macaroni and pasta sauce or something,
Right. See, and I've already, I've got, of course, the family dinner. I've got my boy. All of that stuff going on. So we thank you for welcoming us into your homes here on this Christmas Day. And as Mr. Best alluded to, Merry Christmas to all of you. Next week, of course, we have New Year's, which is going to be a wild night. I'm still debating on whether I want to try and let my boy stay up or not.
You just reminded me that it is New Year's next week, and I do have to get my usual New Year's treat. So,
yep.
My usual New Year's treat is I usually buy myself a charcuterie board. I make that up with a bag of chips a bag of chips with some kind of fruit. I don't know what fruit I'm going to be doing this year. With whatever pop is on sale.
Right.
But I may go the extra mile this year, and I may splurge on a little bit more of the adult beverages.
Right. Yeah, usually my son and I'll give him a small glass. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you're hearing it here. I will give my son a small glass to split whatever I may have to drink.
Mm-hmm.
But no, ladies and gentlemen, because it's New Year's, because I have him, I don't go overboard. I don't do anything stupid.
No, for me, it's I watch the ball drop and that's it.
I don't even really care if I do that. I just do what I do, look at the clock, and okay, it's midnight. If he's awake, we may call his mom. We may call his aunt.
Yeah. Okay, I'm not going to get the goal on this one, but regardless, I got a feel for the course. So let's move on to qualifying. This is 49 seconds. I don't even remember how many laps this track is. But yeah, New Year's Eve is just simple. Like I do get the charcuterie board because that's one of my favorite snacks. Oh, it isn't chips that I get with the charcuterie. It's Triscuits I get with it, actually. Because again, the meats and the cheese, kind of want to take those and make little wee sandwiches with your crackers with them,
Yep.
And then I will also make my onion dip, which is just simply sour cream and onion soup mix.
Right.
It's very cheap, actually. The most expensive stuff is the charcuterie meat because I just buy like those like 3-pack charcuterie board things.
Yep.
And I think they're only like $9 or $10, something like that.
Right.
Actually, I may use the gift card I got last week from Christmas Cheer for that.
Right.
My phone is going off the hook right now.
Uh-oh.
No, it's just a bunch of news reports, I guess.
Ah. Well, I'm sitting here. I've got Sunday Night Football on, so this is actually truly the second game I watched today. I watched a little bit of the Broncos Colts game because I needed Denver to win that game for Miami to still have a chance.
How'd that? Yeah, who took the win in that game? Denver, you said?
Denver won, yep, because Miami lost today to Houston.
I got to see how my Bengals did. Again, we're taping this on a Sunday. The date we actually have here is the 15th, but because Christmas Day we're going to be busy with our real life, I still have to call and get my frigging cable thing sorted out. And they said tomorrow it should be, so.
Right. Well, your Bengals won today, 37-27.
Who'd they play again?
Tennessee.
Oh, yeah, that was the game I expected they were going to win. Oh, okay, so we are starting with a challenge with this one.
Okay.
I'm at the back of the pack.
And see, now the Bengals and Dolphins are tied at their spot in the hunt for the postseason.
Oh, so the Bengals do have a shot at the postseason, too.
You do, but, I mean, just like us, you're going to have to win out and get help.
Mm-hmm.
Now, thankfully, I mean, 2 of our next 3 are winnable, but it's that third one that I'm worried about. And all of our games now are pretty much trap games because we've got Cleveland coming up. Then we've got San Fran, and then we've got the Jets.
Racing, I think that was 3 wide I was doing there. Oh. I was trying to move away from that because I accidentally knocked him.
Right.
I was trying to move away because I thought he was going to spin out, but he got control. I'm actually making doing good pacing, trying to climb from the back of the pack here. So this is 24 laps, this track.
Right.
Johnson's going to spin out. I am getting out of that. Oh, he crashed a bunch of cars back there. Stop trying to spin me out, dude. You're not a cop. You can't pit maneuver me. I'm yelling at him, yet I'm pushing him off the track.
Right. Oh, Bubba Wallace.
Yeah, that's one of his relatives. or maybe it is him. I can't remember. That's another thing I kind of want NASCAR to do too. Is I'd like it if they actually gave you like legends you can race as.
Right.
Like imagine like picking Richard Petty to race as him, or Dale Senior, or Bobby and Terry Labonte, or Tony Stewart.
Right.
You know, even
Right.
Jeff Gordon. I'd put Jeff Gordon there too.
Yeah. I mean, you can't.
As much as we said we don't like him, you can't deny the things he's done for NASCAR.
No, you can't. You can't.
Another racer I always felt was underrated that I liked was Jamie McMurray, actually.
Okay, yeah, I vaguely remember the name.
He raced the Crown Royal car. I can't remember what number it was. I just remember he raced the Crown Royal car. Because his car, you couldn't miss it. It was just a bright purple car that said Crown Royal on it.
Right.
This is actually a very close race, and I've got Hamlin up there in first, so trying to get around. Oh, this is going to be trouble getting around these guys.
Yep.
I'm definitely going to be crashing somebody out here. As long as I... Newman? Oh, thank you, Newman. You're actually giving me your draft. Haley, yeah. Haley, give me some space. Thank you. All right, Austin Dillon. Get out of my way. Yeah, Austin Dillon's driving the number 3, and he's okay at it.
Right. It almost feels like blasphemy to see some of those numbers out there.
Yeah. Well, one number I haven't seen is the number 8 of Dale Jr., or the 88 of Dale Jr. for that matter either.
Right.
Pretty sure when he retired, he took that number with him, though.
Well, I think the 3 should have been automatically like retired for NASCAR.
Yeah, when he passed away.
Yep, I do. I'm even going to say this. I think the number 24 for Jeff Gordon should be retired.
Actually, I actually remember when Gordon retired, and like he held like a small little ceremony to give the next driver the 24 car.
Yeah.
Like it was sort of a big deal, you know?
Yeah, but I think that those are legacies that need to be remembered. Even the number 2 for Rusty Wallace, the number 6 for Mark Martin.
The 43 for Richard Petty, which is still the STP car in this game. And that actually, that makes me happy to see that, you know?
Yep. It's the Stone Temple Pilots car?
Yeah. Okay, they're starting to gain ground on me. That's that. As long as I can finish in the top 10, though, I should be okay for still leading.
Right.
As far as the points go, I still don't understand actually how the points in an NASCAR season work. I got to read up on that.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Don't accidentally spun that guy out that was trying to get up behind me. I was more or less just trying to box him in a little bit.
Yep. This is one of those races where even though it says 40 laps, you got to be.
No, that's how many racers, dude. On the other side is the laps, 24 laps.
Yeah. So yeah, okay. So you're a third of the way through the race, but it's still one of those races where you have to be patient, drive smarter, not harder.
Yeah, and work off the draft like I'm trying to do with this guy, with this gentleman up in 8th here. Even though I got a guy here trying to take my my ninth place position, I'm using his draft to get ahead. You know. The thing is, when you come in on these turns, trying to maintain that draft is a little bit hard. That's why you try to get the draft on the straightaways, actually. There we go. I got a good draft going.
Yep.
I had a good draft going. I accidentally pulled out of it. That's what she said. Okay. Yeah, this is where that tremendous amount of patience comes in, because now you're trying to make your move to get past him, and I'm catching up on him. You can see that I'm gaining on him. And that move is going to come. It's going to come right now, actually. And I didn't mean to slam up into him, but I kind of lost control of the car coming out of that draft. Maybe it's not going to come this one. He's going to fight me for that position.
Yep.
Another car. Oh, yeah, another car spun out. Yeah, see, he tried to fight me tooth and nail, and he tried to fishtail me, but it didn't work.
Well, you got pushed through.
Yeah, from the guy behind me here.
Yep.
I can't tell who it is. That's why I said the guy behind me.
Right. Now, and I mean, with these games too, I've always loved this view, and I do have to ask, do you have the windshield view from inside the car as well?
Yep, you do, but that throws me off. That's why I'm not doing it.
I know the feeling. I get it completely.
But when I do first person driving, I like doing it in Grand Theft Auto. Yes, Grand Theft Auto 5 actually has first person view now.
Okay.
So I like driving first person view in that game.
Right.
One of these days I should challenge myself to see if I can drive first person in this game. And I'll try it on. Yeah, I was going to say I'll try it in an exhibition race.
Yeah, or in a practice.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because I have that 1 hour to do whatever just to learn the track, right?
Yep.
And that's one of the things that when I think about, when I tell people I'm a fan of NASCAR and they're like, "Oh, so you're just a fan of turning left for 500 laps?" It's not just turning left. There's a lot of strategy that comes into these games, into NASCAR.
There is. You can't.
Oh, geez. He must have been just coming out of the pit for him to be driving that slow. But yeah, there's a lot of strategy. There's figuring out your timing, especially when you're coming up on a guy. And at this point, I'm thinking I'm probably going to just get this top 10 finish unless I can catch up to the rest of the pack up there.
Well, it'll be hard. It's just a matter of, again, just drive smart, drive patient. Right now, you've got clear track in front of and behind you, because I am looking in your rear view mirror.
Yeah, I've got nothing around me, so just got to do what I can. Basically, race this like I'm doing a practice is what the way I'm doing it right now.
Yep.
But it looks like, because I just saw the numbers change quite a few times. It looks like there's quite a battle for first place going on right now. Yeah, see, now Danny Hamlin's got first place. Before that, it was whoever's driving the 9 car. And then I think I saw the 1 car up there. I can see the pack, but it's just trying to catch them. Oh, I think yeah, I gotta defend my position now.
You've got LA Knight coming up on you.
I do. Oh, just spun out Austin Dillon.
That was on him though.
Yeah, because I was coming down to make my turn on the turn here, and he should have slowed right down.
Oh, it's not LA Knight. It's Oscar Mayer. It's not a Slim Jim.
Yeah, I'm gonna spin him out too. See,
Yep.
that was sort of on purpose, but not quite.
Yeah, that was a
That was-
vengeance tactic.
Yeah. Okay, wait. I'm not losing. Oh, I did lose my spot to Stenhouse up here. I lost both 2 spots. Damn it. Okay, time to catch a draft from Blaney here. Bush, as long as you can block him, I will be forever in your graces. Or never mind, I'll spin him out or put him back on track. He's trying to get me though. There. Now he's spun out. At least the top 10 finish. That's, again, like I've been saying, that's still going to be good for me.
Right.
Because again, this is a tough track. So
It is. It is, and as we have 7 laps to go, you can catch these 3 in front of you here and potentially get back into your spot, but who knows?
yeah,
Again, just drive smart.
I've just got to get up behind them a little bit. Race low to the track. Keep that 190 at least at 190 kilometers, or I mean miles. It's about maintaining your speed when you're coming off those turns and going into them. Actually,
Absolutely.
but you know what? This is actually a good climb considering. I mean, I started this race out at the back of the pack.
Right.
But if I was doing this race probably at 100%, I probably would win this race. Oh, I almost went up into the wall.
You did.
All right. 4 more laps to go.
Yep.
I've probably got the R2 indented on my finger right now.
Probably.
Because R2 is your gas in this game, L2 is your brake.
Right.
All right. Yeah, but yeah, like you said, these races, especially again, if you were doing the 100, these races at 100%, there is just so much patience and
Yeah.
yeah, so much patience you have to have with the with doing these races.
Well, I mean, if you figure you're doing a 500-mile race, probably, I believe, 250 laps in this game.
Yeah, for Talladega specifically, I think it is.
Then yeah, I mean, that's going to be, for me, I would probably have to pause it, walk away from the game for a bit, and come back. This is a race that would probably actually take me 2 days to actually race it.
Oh yeah, no, I've yeah. When I do those when I decide I want to do those 100% races, I will say race like 30 laps, then take a little break, go and grab something to eat, go to the washroom, grab a drink or whatever, then come back and do another 25, and then at that point pit my car, and then just have a quick little break at that point, you know.
Yeah.
Or even like since I can't do it, I wouldn't be able to do it on this game, but because I'm actually streaming it off the PS Plus.
Right.
But I'd even pause the game and like go eat dinner and then come back and do the race, you know.
Right.
And the reason you can't do it on the PS Plus is because if you pause your game, after about 15 minutes, it'll be like, "Are you still there?" And if you're not, it'll kick you, you know.
Oh, see, I don't have that. We don't have that with the Game Pass.
Mm-hmm. That's if you're streaming the game off the PS Plus. If I had this game downloaded, then yeah, it'd be fine.
Right.
That's one of the beauties about the PS Plus too, is actually you can look at a game and be like, do I want to actually have this game on my system, or do I just want to stream it?
Right.
So we're on the last lap right now. And I'm definitely going to be finishing in 10th. Yeah.
That's okay.
Like I said, the only thing I can hope for is that Denny Hamlin does not win this race, because I think it's Hamlin that's behind me. And right now it's looking like he's not.
No, it looks like it's the number 88 car in front.
Yep. Oh, no, that's not Hamlin. Hamlin's 11. Okay, so whoever's driving the number 9 car, we'll find out in just a second who won the race there. But I do love, even though, like I said, I've got the audio muted here, I do love the sound of the race.
Right.
Because it sounds exactly like I'm watching a NASCAR race, you know?
Right.
Without the commentators, of course. 10th place speed rating at 92. That's what I've been averaging. 10th place. So let's take a look at who actually won that race. It was, Chase Elliott. I totally forgot he's still racing. And Denny Hamlin fell all the way to 4th. I actually needed that to happen.
Right.
So take a look at my race earnings. $250,000, close to. Oh, I fell to 2nd. That's okay. He's only 2 points ahead of me. And that's only because, again, with how many laps he led on this track.
Right.
I had the fastest lap, though, surprisingly. Because Denny Hamlin led for the most tracks, so he the lap, so he gained a couple points off that.
Yep.
And I also had the biggest move, going from 39th to 10th.
Yep.
And John Hunter Nemechek, which is Joe Nemechek's boy, dropped all the way down to the back of the pack because when I spun him out there on accident. And that was an accident because Nemechek is one of my friends in this game.
Right.
But let's finish the event, except I'm actually pretty satisfied with that. That's the beauty with NASCAR races, is that I love the fact that I don't always win.
Right. So as I am watching the Sunday Nighter, Green Bay just made an interception in the end zone. This was actually before the commercial break. But then decided instead of taking the touchback and getting the ball out to the 20 or the 25, they ran it out.
Right.
Got to the 15, but now I don't know if there was a penalty or something happened because now they started at their 7.
But since we're in the giving spirit today, OMD, what do you say we give out those socials for everybody to follow?
I think we can manage to do something like that. So, ladies and
Right,
gentlemen, if you are looking for me, you can find me at my Linktree. linktr.ee/OMDshow. Visually, if you want to find me, you can catch me here, right back here tomorrow night, Monday night, with the Locker Room Breakdown at 7 o'clock, followed by the Raw Patrol at 8.
We're doing that on Boxing Day?
Oh, sorry, tomorrow night's the Boar's Nest.
Yes.
Again, it's pre-recorded, so I'm thinking tomorrow.
Yeah. You guys aren't sure about what you guys are doing for that Boxing Day Boar's Nest?
I don't know if we're even doing a Boar's Nest or not, especially because I do have my son, so it's part of my 2 weeks that I'm taking off from the shows.
Mm-hmm.
So we may not even have a Boar's Nest tomorrow.
But you know what we will have, guys? If you follow me on my socials with my link tree, which is linktr.ee/Chris_best83, you will catch me Friday, December 27th for the SmackDown security detail. That's where you're going to find me next. OMD, what do you say we go out on those old famous words that Carl Carafel has to say? And I just want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, Merry Christmas to all of you. If you're out tonight with family, please be safe, drive smart. We don't need any tragedies because the world is a scary place, ladies and gentlemen. Take care of each other. From all of us here at the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program and CBRS Entertainment, to those of you out there, wherever you are, good night, good luck. We out.